Hey, welcome to Sports Unfolded, episode 33. Ron,
That's right.
crazy
That's
man,
right. I
crazy.
I got a lot to say today.
Yeah, we've got a lot
I,
to cover
I
up.
got a lot to say.
We're gonna lead right off with the New England Patriots, and they're facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and obviously the return of Tom Brady to Foxborough. So, what are your expectations for this game?
Well, to be honest, I expect them to get beat pretty bad. But it's like people are talking, and nobody has high expectations and a win.
Yeah,
Let's say that right now. But Belichick does know Brady. And if there's anybody that's out there that can devise some sort of a plan to try to contain him and also look at the video from the Los Angeles Rams. Now, I'm assuming, and
our
you should
defense
never
is
do that.
But go ahead.
You should never do that. But I'm guessing that they looked at that video, how the Rams play them. And believe me, we are not the Rams.
No.
But you can implement some of that stuff according to what you have in hopes that contain them. But then, Tom Brady says, "Hey, Richard, you want to come play for us?" Sure.
Yeah, they signed Richard Sherman. I don't know how effective he'll be, obviously, since he's hasn't played in quite some time. But I started to look at this. Realistically, the Patriots have a chance. So Tampa's eighth ranked offense, right? They scored 28.7 points a game, but they're 27th overall defensively. They give up 29.3 points a game. They are the second worst against the pass. They've given up the second most yards passing in the league. The key is, can they devise a good enough passing game to honestly utilize that to their advantage? I don't know. That's going to be the key. Can Mac Jones be what we need Mac Jones to be this week?
It has nothing to do with whether Mac Jones can do those things. Because we saw what happened once the Patriots were up against it and they had to open it up and let him throw down there. And he could do it. Yeah. And he did do it. He had a good game once they let him play. And it's all up to whether or not they're going to let him play. We're not expecting him to be Tom. But if you can control the game clock and control the pace of the game and get those first downs and the big plays when you need them. I mean, you know how I feel.
Yeah. So this is the thing, though. See, I'm starting to think the other way, right? Why try to run the ball and just try to go through that process? Sling it. Just throw the ball. They can't stop the pass, right? It's going to slow us down, I think, trying to run the ball. I mean, obviously, you throw a run here and there. You got to do that.
Right.
But let's utilize what we have.
Yeah, none of this 75% run kind of crap.
Yeah, they've got to change it up this week. I'd go 60-40. You're not going to be able to run against Tampa too much. You just keep them honest. But let the kid throw.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we've been saying for 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Now, will the egos of the coaches block that? That's the question.
Yeah, the key is, though, if you look at the numbers, I mean, realistically, you're not going to run against them. Jackie, thanks for joining. So if that's your game plan going in, is we're going to try to run the ball, control the clock, when you can't, but you can throw the ball and have success with it because everybody else has.
Right.
Hopefully, I would assume, look, I'm not a coach, and I'm smart enough to know that if that's their biggest weakness, and we always say Belichick tries to take away their best player and use their weaknesses against them, I would expect Mac Jones to throw 50 to 55 times in this game.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be that high, but I think as long as you take your shots downfield, that's going to open up a lot of things, especially if you connect on one of those, especially early. Look, I wouldn't even mind first play out of the gate, Mac Jones goes for like 25 yards down. Go for it. I mean, what do you got to lose? Like, everybody's thinking you're going to give up like 40, 50 points in this game. because they don't think that you have a chance. And I mean, what are we scoring every week? 10?
Yeah, we're averaging 18 points. 18 points.
Yeah. So it's like
average. So not very good.
No, and it's because they're just keeping everything contained with these little plays, and it's like it's killing the Patriots because Tampa Bay is going to come in, and first play, Tampa Bay is going to have 8 men in that box, and they are expecting a run, and they are going to stuff it, and that's how they're going to play unless you open it up. And if that first play, if they're doing that, you got to go for it. You got to go for it.
Yeah. I think key too, right? Let's get Jonnu Smith involved early because he's probably a head case right now. Think about it, right? How many balls did he drop last week?
I know of 3.
Let him get that first. Hopefully, he gets that first catch though, and it helps open it so he feels more comfortable and he gets off that ruck. He's a very talented player. You know what I mean? So we're going to the leadoff afterwards. Yeah, Brady versus Belichick. We are doing that after. But I look at it this way too. We're 5th overall defensively, so we're giving up the 5th least amount of yards. So as a defense, you've got to see what Belichick knows. The one thing to your point, what Brady doesn't like. He doesn't like pressure up the middle. He doesn't like to have to move around. Right? If he can create some of that, they're very good at blitzing. They have a blitz, Judon, Hightower. Hightower is going to be more involved in this game than he has been.
That's what I was just going to say, Eric. Like, I have no problem with what Judon's doing, and I have no problem with what Bentley is doing. I can't remember. Wise, he's playing well. Hightower has to show up this year.
Has to be a player this week, and if he's not, they're doomed because he's very sneaky when he's blitzing. Yeah. He times it just right. Let's make sure that they're utilizing that piece. Secondary, obviously, is going to have their hands full. Antonio Brown got activated, but Gronk may not play. So now they're saying that Gronk is a game time decision, but it's doubtful that he'll play.
That's one less piece. I'm actually glad, even though he's on my fantasy team. Yeah. I don't want Gronk. I don't want to have to put Gronk in my lineup. And if he's not playing, that's the comfort zone right there for Brady.
Yeah.
Yes, I know they have Evans. Yes, I know they have Antonio Brown. But the comfort zone is Gronk. He had, 2 touchdowns last week?
Yeah.
Or the week before? I don't remember what it was.
Before. Yeah.
But he's got at least 3.
Yeah, and to me, I don't know if I like the move. I don't know if I like the idea that he's not going to play because I'm thinking this way too, though. I could feel Brady trying to force a couple to him just because it's in New England and he wants to get, the Gronk.
Oh, yeah, he wants Gronk to be in this game so that way he can get a touchdown. Right? That's what Brady is thinking.
So that may help the defense because they don't know. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're going to, look, he's going to Gronk here.
Yeah.
Just because he's going to force one. Maybe we get a turnover, Obviously, we'll do our prediction later, but I did a Facebook poll. And currently 31 out of the 53 have predicted Tampa Bay to win. I'm still a little shocked. I expected more. So 31 to 22 right now.
Wow.
And I was not expecting New England to get that many. So true diehard Patriot fans, man, they're gonna go to the end. I honestly don't think it's gonna be a blowout.
Let's ask this question to people in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm sure
they're probably laughing on the way to their local establishments to watch the game.
So Brady, I think 67 yards, and he passes the all-time pass.
Yeah.
So he's going to do it in New England.
It's killing me that he's going to do it here.
And it's going to go up on the scoreboard, and the crowd's going to go wild.
Yeah.
But I ask the fans this: if you're a true Patriot fan, they need to make sure that when he's on, right, make it difficult for him. Let's not make this easy. Let's make sure we show that we're still the New England Patriots. The only way we're going to get that aura back and become that team again is if they understand that the time has changed. And hopefully they do that.
It is possible he doesn't get that 67 yards.
Yeah, okay. What do you think?
I'm just saying injuries
they're going low
all the time.
There we go.
I don't want to jinx him.
No, I'm sure you don't.
I love Tom Brady,
Uh-huh.
Just saying,
Just saying, it could happen.
possibly
Anything can
happen.
happen. Any given Sunday, right? Any given Sunday.
That's right.
So let's move on to some more NFL. Great talk on the Pats there, by the way. But Thursday night, the game between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Jacksonville Jaguars was another good game. These Thursday night games have been very good so far.
Yeah,
this
surprisingly.
One again,
and you look at some of the matchups, you're like, ooh, why do I want to watch this? But they've been good games.
Very good game. So Bengals won 24-21 on the last second field goal.
Yep.
What are some of your takeaways? RTS, thanks for joining.
My biggest takeaway is Joe Burrow's for real.
Yes.
Like I thought he looked so calm, collective. He has a nice spiral on his passes.
Yeah.
Like accurate. I mean, there is a lot to like about this guy.
So the funny thing is, I think when we did our preview show, NFL preview show, right? And even when we did the draft show, we talked about them not getting him an offensive lineman and how they were going to regret it. And I mean, they're doing well.
The offensive line playing awesome.
That wide receiver pickup, I mean, LSU connection, it worked.
Yeah, it did. Yep.
So we were wrong on that one. I didn't expect to see that. And I mean, the kid looks good.
I mean, because like you look at that offensive line, you didn't expect how good they'd be playing together. And I think that is a big part of everything. You know, those players, whether they're playing above their talent, I don't think they are. I think this is just talent that has just gradually gotten better and they're getting used to a system. I mean, let's face it, Cincinnati has changed,
Yeah, numerous times. Coaches.
Numerous times.
And so, Joe Burrow last night, 25 of 32, so it's only 7 incompletions, 348 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Threw the ball to 8 different receivers. 8 different receivers had receptions.
Yep.
Got the tight end involved. Got Chase involved, right? So I mean,
it was awesome. It was great. That second half was just amazing.
So I'm starting to believe in the Bengals.
Yeah,
little by little, I'm starting to believe.
3-1. I mean,
right? It's not bad. Not bad at all. What about the Jags, though? What do you think? 0-4 now. Trevor Lawrence still hasn't gotten a win. Didn't throw any touchdowns in this game. Urban Myers looks like he's a guy that, you know what I mean, you took his dog outside and you know what I mean,
and
kicked it a few times. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, he just looked emotionally drained.
Look, I think this team doesn't know how to win. And they played very well in that first half. I was surprised how well.
Yep, they were up 14-0. I mean,
Lawrence is a pretty good quarterback from what I see, and I think he could have a bright future. But if they don't start winning games, it's going to get in his head. And I think that they're going to be in for a rough season because this team does not know how to win yet. Because they play well, and they can keep it close for a little while, and then it just slips away, and they take a loss from something that could have been a win. Yeah. And this is already the second time this year.
I am truly hoping that Kenny is watching today because when he did our NFL preview show and he talked about Trevor Lawrence being the next Tom Brady with the long hair and all this stuff, Kenny, this is for you, buddy. You called that one wrong. And you've called the Detroit Lions wrong so far, which brings us to our next segment here. So of these 0-3 teams, the Jets, the Colts, the Giants, and the Lions, which one has the best chance this week of at least getting their first win?
All right. I at first was thinking the Colts because they have Jacoby Brissett as their quarterback.
Uh-huh.
But then I heard the Titans are going to be without their 2 main guys on offense.
Brown and Julio Jones possibly could be out. But again, you run the ball with Derrick Henry. You don't need.
I know.
So I don't see the Jets defense stopping Henry.
It gives them a little opening for a possible upset. I still don't think that Wilson's going to be able to not throw a pick against that defense. So I'm expecting at least 2 turnovers, at least. So I'm going to say the Colts do have the best chance, but I'm not sure any of them are going to get that win.
I like the Lions at the Bears.
Yeah, I was looking at that, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I think Matt Nagy, Ron, you call this. week 6. I think week 6, week 8. By week 8, he's out. Nagy's out.
If he loses this game, he's fired.
So
I truly believe that.
To me, this is the one for the picking right now. Pick the
It
Lions.
is. Oh, it is the one for the picking.
I just don't. They're in trouble. The Bears. They don't know. They might. Andy Dalton might come back and play this week, and he's got a bum knee.
Look, I think they really handled the quarterback situation really poorly, and now it almost seems like the team doesn't even play for Justin Fields.
Yeah,
that's the way it looks to me. That's the way it looks to me.
I can say this. I think he opened his mouth too early. That first preseason game, and he's like, "Oh, how slow everything is," and blah blah blah, and yeah, and then I think his team just like, "Oh, if it's that easy, try this," and he's getting tattooed.
Yeah.
But what about week 4? Any matchups that you're really looking forward to this week? This Sunday or Monday?
There's actually 6 games that I looked at that are really intriguing.
All right, I got 4.
Obviously, the one that everybody's going to talk about is Arizona and Los Angeles Rams.
Right, it has to be.
I mean, that's a gimme.
Both 3-0. Something's got to give this week.
Right, but you also look at the other game in that division, Seattle and San Francisco.
Yeah.
Also big because what are they both? Are they 2-1? Or
Seattle's 1-2. Yes. So Seattle needs to win, but the the 49ers coming off of a loss here, they might be hungry to make sure they get back because they know
and it's at San Francisco. Listen, it's at San Francisco too.
If Seattle, they're 3 games down already in the division because whatever team wins against Arizona and the Rams, obviously will be 4-0. So you're 3 games down already. It's going to be very hard to make that up.
Other games that I was looking at, Raiders and the Chargers.
Yeah, I love that game. That's going to be a great game.
That is big because, now you have Kansas City pushed down.
Yeah.
Both these teams want to stay above Kansas City. If the Raiders can go 4-0 and beat the Chargers, that is huge for them.
Yes.
But that's a tall task, and I still think the Chargers are going to win that game and take command of that division for now.
So I think to your point, right? Are the Raiders for real?
Yeah.
This is going to be a big test, right? We're looking at the Chargers, who just beat the Chiefs, who is supposed to be the top echelon in that division. If the Raiders can beat them, that puts the Raiders, in my eyes, as the best team in that division currently.
Yeah. But I don't think that's.
And then obviously they still have Kansas City, but yeah, I mean, to me, and then is Los Angeles for real?
Right.
If they can win this game, you know what I mean. It just goes to prove that they're a contender in the American football.
Oh yeah. And then the other 3 games are Panthers and Cowboys.
Yep, I have that one as well. And I really want to see. Listen, are the Cowboys that team? Right? Or are the Panthers really a true 3-0 team? This is their first real test. They haven't really beaten anybody that is good.
Right.
So here's your chance, right? You want everybody to shut up and say they're for real. Here's your chance to prove it because the Cowboys have looked very good in their 2 wins. Yeah. And even if they lost to Tampa, that was a very good game. They played very well.
Wouldn't it be awesome if that division can actually have a team with a winning record?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That would be different.
Yeah, that would be.
Baltimore and Denver.
I have that one as well. Wow, look at us.
Like, this is more on Denver than anything because I think they're overachieving right now.
Absolutely, 100%. I'm glad you said it. I was going to say it.
I don't see this team hanging in.
No.
Despite all the woes that Baltimore has gone through, I still think Baltimore wins this game in Denver, and I don't see it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be close.
If the Broncos can pull this off,
if they can,
they go to 4-0. The Raiders or the Chargers are going to lose, right? It gives them, at least. Yeah. And again, in that division, I know it's 4 weeks in. We're talking all right, but getting 2-3 games on a team, sometimes is big.
Yeah. So if the Raiders and Denver both go to 4-0, Kansas City now is in trouble.
They're 2 games back.
No, it would be 3 games back.
Well, if they lose Kansas City.
Well, yeah, if they lose. That's right. Yeah, if they lose.
But then,
yeah.
What's your other 2? What else do you got?
And the last one that I was looking at, it is more for, I don't know, pure enjoyment of seeing just what happens, is Pittsburgh at Green Bay.
Wow. Oof.
And the only reason is because, look, I had high hopes for Pittsburgh, but Ben looks tired and old and slow and incapable of finding anyone open. And this to me is the end of his career.
Yeah,
and it's going to end earlier than what the 17 games says.
I mean, he's taken a beating in his career, and he's gone through numerous injuries. I give him credit for even coming back, but this team, we knew, right? Offensively, they were going to struggle. Their line is 4 out of the 5 are brand new. We knew that was going to happen. They can't run the ball because they don't have a line to block. They can't throw the ball because Ben's not getting enough time to even, you know what I mean, blow his nose. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, it looks ugly. It looks ugly, and like we're seeing him age and wilt away right in front of our eyes. It's like there's no doubt right now. This needs to be his last season.
And how long does Pittsburgh hang on to it? Look, if they lose 3 or 4 in a row here, do you just make a change and say, look, put Dwayne Haskins in, let the kid, see what you got? Because you're going to have to start to look at a future quarterback. And what do you got right now? Because Ben's definitely not going to be around next year. I agree. I got a feeling within the next couple of games they're not going to have a choice. Because I really don't think Ben is going to make it very much longer. I don't think he will. I don't think he will. I agree. I think you're right on that. You're spot on.
And that's the only reason why I want to watch that game.
Yeah. No, hey.
To see when it happens.
Yeah, right. Eventually we know it's like, you know how the movie ends, but you still, you want to be shocked. Like, oh, I can't believe it happened. So we'll have to see how that goes. All right, my friend, we're going on to our triple play. And our triple play, if you bring up that graphic, what do you think of this halftime show? I am excited.
I am too.
I cannot believe the NFL has finally decided to bring, real artists back. Not that anybody wasn't a real artist, but family friendly.
The guy that has to press the button for each bleep. He is sweating his butt off right now. It's like, oh my god, I'm gonna get fired.
Right? Yeah.
I'm gonna miss something because I don't know what it means.
Yeah. One audio guy be like, oh man.
Yeah, that guy is like 65 years old, has been working for the NFL forever.
Yeah.
And he's just got that one button. Boop. Boop. Wait, what did you say?
Oh, boy.
I don't know what that is. And it's bad. You know what I'm saying? It's bad.
Awesome. So we're gonna do something a little different. We're actually gonna do a triple play on the 3 artists, or 3 of the artists, and we're gonna rank who we would start, bench, and cut. So obviously who we really want to see, who would be that second person, and who's that one person that if we didn't. And this was a tough one. So we're going to go between Eminem, Dr. Dre, and Snoop Dogg.
I don't even know. I don't know. I have no clue.
This is a tough one. So I start this week. Correct? Yes, I do. I believe I start. Yes. So Eminem's one of my favorite hip-hop artists of all time. As soon as they announced it yesterday, I was like, I ran upstairs, talked to the family. I was like, Eminem's going to be on the halftime show. Like, I was so excited. He's my starter. He's going to be the guy I'm definitely wanting to see. And I want to see if, to your point, that guy misses a button or two. So that's going to be fun because there's not many songs Eminem can probably pull off where there's not some, explicit lyrics in there. So that'll be fun. I'm benching Dr. Dre again, back NWA days. The things he's done with them. I'm looking forward to the 2 of them being on stage and just what kind of magic they can create. I think that should be fun. Dr. Dre, my number 2. Tough cut though. Snoop Dogg, can't go wrong, man. Coolest of the cool. D-O-double-G. I can't wait. This I'm more excited about, not because I don't expect New England to be in the Super Bowl anyway. I'm very excited about this halftime show. This is going to be one of the better ones that we've had in probably the last 5 to 10 years.
Wait, you don't like all those 90-year-old rock stars that are still trying to sing?
Still, yeah. I mean, Shakira and J-Lo was pretty good, but I mean, that whole other reasons. You're up, my friend.
Okay, so this is still difficult, and by no means am I going to slight any of them, because personally I want them all to start. I do have to go with Eminem. I look. I mean, it's Eminem.
Bro.
It's Eminem. You know, it's like just for the pure fact at that guy that's got to press those buttons. I mean, that's going to be enjoyable. Like, just to see that happen, to see how this works without any of them lighting up that swear jar. So they should just put like a big, huge barrel out there, and as they say it, they just drop in a dollar bill and then donate it. So Eminem definitely number one. He's the starter. Look, Dr. Dre has done so much for rappers and hip hop. You know, like he produces so much. He's got his hands in on almost everything, it seems. But like you said, Snoop Dogg is the coolest of the cool. I have to put him in there. We gotta just sit back, share some Coronas and some Doritos, and go for a ride in his lowrider that he's got, that purple lowrider, and like, it's Snoop Dogg. It's Snoop. I can't not have him there. So he has to be on my bench.
The three collabos, though, right? Like, all three of them have done music together.
Yeah.
So just fun. And then Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige. I mean, it's such a good.
Like, if we would have 5 of them, the only one that I would probably cut would be Kendrick.
Yeah.
That would be it.
And he's
somebody
good.
has to get cut.
Yeah.
So there'd be like 2 starters and then 2 on the bench, and then 1 goes home.
I love R&B. I love hip hop. You put it all there. Mary J's going to kill it as well.
I think it's going to be a great show. To be honest,
such a fun one. I can't wait.
And look, I saw an interview with Dre and Snoop, and they're promising to have a great show. And I got a feeling that they might be able to pull it off without the cussing. I don't know about Eminem, but those two definitely can, and we know Mary J. Blige can. So, look, I mean, this is going to be. It's look, most of the football players probably listen to that music anyway. And that's what they should be doing, is playing music for those players and the general fans of the NFL. And that's a big part of it. So
I think one of my favorite memes I've seen so far come out of this. What if your team's down by like 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl? Eminem's going to be doing a halftime show and he's singing "Not Afraid." And you know how many people are going to be like, "I am afraid right now." Like, I'm not afraid. Yes, you are.
But that could just think about how that could pump somebody up.
Right? It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Can't wait. Once again, if you're joining us, we're live on Rhode Island Broadcasting. We're on every Friday night at 6 p.m. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Follow us on Twitch on Rhode Island _broadcasting. Send subscriptions, send bits. If you subscribe, Ron's got keychains that we're going to give out of your favorite team. So make sure you subscribe. Very important, right? We can continue to do all these great shows on Rhode Island Broadcasting. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Sports Unfolded, at Broadcasting RI on Twitter, and then Sports _Unfolded on Instagram. Very happy to announce that we are now on Amazon Podcasts as well. So we got Amazon, Anchor, Google, and Spotify. So many different ways to listen to us if you can't watch. So make sure you tune in, subscribe to those as well. And we'll definitely make sure that we appreciate all the fans out there.
Absolutely.
And everybody that joins us live. So we got RTS, Jackie, Angelo. Thanks for joining tonight. let's talk about some Major League Baseball, my friend. What do you think?
Again, it is different this week than what we
Which
had
we
the last
expected,
5
right? We
weeks.
expected it.
Yeah, but we
that
expected it to be different, but we didn't expect this different.
Right? Unreal. So Major League Baseball, it's it's so the National League's wrapped up, so we'll discuss that afterwards. But let's talk about the American League right now, and that race is going to come down to the wire. There's still 3 games left for every team, and every team's still alive right now out of these 4. So the New York Yankees currently hold the first spot. They're 2 games up. They face Tampa Bay starting tonight for a 3-game set. They got to win one of 3. Sorry. So if they win one of 3, realistically, they're in.
And I'll tell you, they probably will win one. Maybe the 3rd game, because Tampa Bay is not going to play anybody in that 3rd game.
Yeah, so I think that's a benefit. Yankees are 7-9 this season against Tampa, so it's not like Tampa's killed them.
Right.
They stayed competitive. They did. I think the last game they played, though, they lost 14-0 to them. So hopefully you don't see that.
Hopefully we do.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the Red Sox now, who are.
How are you losing to Baltimore at this point?
2, right? 2 out of 3 they lost to Baltimore.
How are you losing to Baltimore? 107 losses for Baltimore, and you lose a couple to them in must-win situations? Are you serious? If they would have taken 2 of those, there would be it would be done.
Mm-hmm. So they're playing the Nats, the Nationals, Washington Nationals, 3-game set. Boston, obviously, they haven't played them this year, but they're 13-4 against the National League. Looks good. They've played well against the National League team. So
yeah,
but it's in Washington,
mm-hmm.
right? So pitchers have to bat. So that takes a bat out of the lineup for Boston. But what about the Mariners? They're tied as well. So they're both in that second spot. They face the Angels for 3 games. Angels 75-84. Seattle's 10-6 against them this season. So how do you feel? Do you think who expected that?
I got a feeling there's going to be a play-in for the play-in.
There very well could be. It looks like it's starting to head that way, which is amazing because if you think about it, a few weeks ago, even last week, right, we were more talking about Boston, New York, and Toronto.
Do we know what the head-to-head is? Because that might be the deciding factor. And if it comes down to that, I thought Boston has beaten them.
We can check. We'll look at it. Obviously, we'll know soon enough. There's 3 games left. So after this weekend, American League. So Toronto's a game back. They face Baltimore, who obviously just beat Boston 2 out of 3.
Right.
But,
so
11-5 this season against them.
Again, like Toronto comes in, if they sweep Baltimore, which is what the Red Sox should have done, then we wouldn't have this conversation. If Toronto sweeps and, Red Sox and Seattle both win 2, then we have a 3-way tie. What the hell do they do about that?
Major League Baseball, this is going to be interesting.
Because tell me, that's not going through their heads right now. It's like, oh my God, we're going to have a 3-way tie. What the hell do we do? Then you have to have a round robin 1-way game just to get into the play-in game.
So many scenarios right now.
It's a mess.
Yankees got to win 1. What if the Yankees win 1 and then wouldn't that technically yes? So then all 4 teams could be tied.
Yes, that could happen. Could happen.
Wow.
And I actually think Yankees will win 1.
Yeah. So wow. How about the National League? So the National League, Angelo, thanks for still hanging out with us. We appreciate it. So Atlanta Braves clinched the East, 86-72. The Milwaukee Brewers clinched the Central, 95-64.
I told you.
St. Louis got the wild card, right? 89-70. The West hasn't been decided yet. There's 2-game difference. So I think after today, depending on how it finishes,
doesn't matter. It's either going to be LA or San Francisco.
Yeah.
All right. So I did some research on the playoff format. It is in fact going to be that wild card winner will play the number one team in, their leagues. So Tampa Bay has already clinched, that one spot.
Yeah.
So they will play whatever whatever comes out of that four, they will play that team. Houston and Chicago, they are playing each other. It's just the matter of where.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's either going to be San Francisco or LA will have to play
the Cardinals, right? And imagine it, right? There's a team that's going to have 105 wins, possibly playing in a one-game playoff.
Right, and then they have to play the other team.
Yeah, but if they lose that game, they're done.
Right.
You won 105 games, you're going to be out.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? St. Louis is like loving this because oh my God.
I don't know if I could do it, my friend. I don't know. That would be heartbreaking.
But think about LA or San Francisco. If they either one wins, they have to play each other to go on to the National League Championship. So one of those teams won't be playing for the championship.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't know. I mean, it's going to be fun.
Course, Milwaukee and Atlanta are going to play each other no matter what.
Fun 3 days. Yeah, I think maybe we'll do a Sports Unfolded postseason show once baseball makes their decision.
It's going to be a crazy ride. It's going to be a crazy ride.
My friend, it's a pick and roll time.
Pick and roll.
Pick and roll. So we've been doing a couple of these. So we're going to do our 33rd show. We are going to do the best number 33. So, I mean, there's a couple numbers on this. Some guys up there that I really liked. Look at all those numbers. You could do a number 4. Sean Kemp, Nowitzki. Look
39
at that.
is a good one.
Right? 39. Yeah, right? Ostertag, yes.
Well, yeah, maybe not Ostertag, but but there's some players out there for 39.
So here's our number 33s, and I know you had some debates, so I think you're going to add some guys if I'm correct here, but this is who we had.
Go ahead.
Frank Robinson, Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Patrick Roy, Scottie Pippen.
Wait. Let's back that up. Show a little. Wow.
And you wait till October 11th when we do our hockey preview show. And
you're going to need me.
I butcher them all. You're definitely going to host that one and say all the names. Scottie Pippen and then Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm first.
So wait, before you even go, there are two players that I was thinking, hey, maybe they should be included. So my first thought is number 33, Boston Bruins, Zdeno Chara. I looked at his numbers. He has 207 goals, 666. So he has to play another year because you don't want to end at 666. And, the numbers are the plus 293, as we've already discussed about him. 1 championship, 1 Norris Trophy, and 7 All-Star games. Wasn't enough to be in this.
Okay. Well,
and the other guy I brought up was Tony Dorsett.
Yep.
Who, 12,739 yards, 77 TDs, 1 championship, 4 Pro Bowls, and 1 All-Pro. Not enough to be on the list. So I did research, and I tried to find somebody else, and I couldn't.
Couldn't do it. All right.
So I give you credit on this one.
All right. Wow. We're going to have to.
That doesn't happen often.
Yeah, this is going to stay recorded. I might have to clip that. All right. So at number 6, I had Patrick Ewing. So 11-time All-Star, averaged 21 points a game, 9.8 rebounds, 1.9 assists. Never won an MVP, didn't win a championship. Was a great player for the Knicks. One of the better centers back in the day when the centers actually were a different breed, with Akeem and Dikembe and Shaq and Alonzo Mourning. just those guys with Ewing. So he was a key part of that. But out of this group, definitely not the top 33. At number 5, I had Scottie Pippen. He was a 7-time All-Star, 6-time champ, but we know why he got 6 of those championships. Averaged 16.1 points a game, so realistically not like a barn burner. I mean, it wasn't like, wow, I thought he would average more than that. 6.4 rebounds and 5.2 assists. So, okay numbers. Nothing that wowed me, nothing that jumped off the page. At number 4, I had Patrick Roy. Wow. Why do I keep messing this up? Patrick Roy. 6-time All-Star, 4-time champ, 551 wins, second all-time for a goalie. 66 shutouts, in the top 20 in shutouts all-time. 2.54 goals against. But I started to look at some of the other guys that were above him on some of the categories. And, I mean, he was a very good goalie. Very good goalie. But out of this group, I thought some of these other guys definitely stood out more in their sport. At number 3, and this one hurt me, Larry Bird. Hurt me. 12-time All-Star, 3-time champ, 3-time MVP, 24.3 points per game, 10 rebounds, 6.3 assists. So averaged a double-double for his career. I mean, over 6 assists. You think about those great Celtic teams. Obviously, they wouldn't have been even nearly as close if it wasn't for Larry Bird. But the other 2 guys to me, stood out more in their sport. So at number 2, I had Frank Robinson. And his numbers are really good. Every time we do these, you start to look at things, I'm going, wow. Right? 14-time All-Star, 2-time champ, 2-time MVP. He won a Triple Crown. He batted .294 for his career, 586 home runs, 1,812 RBIs. I mean, some really good numbers. So you think about, just what he did for the sport of baseball. To me, definitely one of the better 33s. But at number 1, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, man. And I think we've done this a couple times, and it was tough between him and Magic when we did the 5 Lakers, right? 19-time All-Star, 6-time champ, 6-time MVP. 6 times. 24.6 points per game, 11.2 rebounds, 3.6 assists. But you think about how long he lasted, and then the skyhook. Like, that will forever be a signature move in the NBA, and it was Kareem. He was the best 33 on my book out of these 6. Go ahead.
Okay.
Patrick Roy, I'm sure is higher than 4th. I will guarantee that.
Don't be so sure.
Okay.
Number 6, I have Patrick Ewing. To me, could have left him off the list.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't put Chara or Dorsett ahead of him, but
nothing
wowed me. Yeah, 3-time defensive player of the year, 11 All-Stars, all great, 21 points, 9.8, 1.9 assists, great for a center. Didn't dominate in the middle like some other centers did at that time. But no championships.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that speaks volumes. Number 5 kind of also didn't wow me either. Like you said, only 16.1 points. Like, that surprised me.
Yeah,
and I
really
looked at that, and it's like, oh, well, maybe he'll make it up somewhere else. But it was 6.4 rebounds and 5.2 assists, so he didn't really make it up anywhere else.
Yeah,
he won 6 championships, but we know who won those championships.
Yes.
Like, we know who did. Scotty was a number 2. He was not a number 1. And I actually should have put him at number 6 because at least Patrick Ewing was a number 1. Number 4. It sounds familiar. Patrick Roy. And look, I love his numbers. And if he was any other number, he might have been higher. But he's stuck behind those guys that are ahead of him. like 551 wins. That's insane. And he's played for bad teams that were in front of him and still won. Like the save percentage 0.910. Like that was great for his time period because there was a lot of goals being scored. Like he had to play against players like Gretzky, Messier, like Mario. Like that's not easy. It's a lot easier now. The 66 shutouts. Most of the players that are in the league, the all-time leaders in shutouts, played like a million years ago.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I just want to throw this. So as I was looking at that, Tuukka Rask actually has 52. So if you look at, like, he's 14 away from that. So I don't know the shutout thing. I thought it would be higher up in the all-time.
No, you got to look at that save percentage. That means a lot because that's like, if you're going to get pelted with like 30-some shots a game, back in the like the 80s and 90s, you're earning those shots. 4-time championship. I mean, in the NHL, it is so hard to win. It is grueling, and he carried the team 3 times. He won the Conn Smythe Trophy, which is the playoff MVP.
Yeah.
So he's won that 3 times. 5 times Jennings, which is awarded to the team that the goaltending tandem gets, the lowest goals against.
Yeah.
I mean, it was him. And 3 Vezina trophies for the best goaltender on the planet. He had great numbers. I mean, one of the best all time. I put him in top 3 easily, probably number 2 behind Terry Sawchuk. And that goes back a long way because that guy was outstanding. So, number 3, sounds familiar. Larry Bird. This one hurt. I thought he was going to be my number 1. It's exactly the same, right? So far?
Yep.
Larry Bird. I mean, look, you don't even have to look at the numbers. Like, look, there were 2 players that really dominated the league back then. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson.
Yep.
Like, that's all you need to know. It was Bird or Johnson winning the championship. That's what it seemed like to me. And he was just a great player. Like, I could only imagine what it would be like for him to play in this day and age.
Oh, dude, he probably, his numbers would be through the roof because it's all about shooting now.
Yeah, it is.
Such different, and you can't think about the toughness.
Yeah,
back then, I mean, Bill Lambert.
You throw all those intangibles in. Larry Bird had all of it. He had all of it, and there will never be another guy like that in Boston. Never. Number 2, Frank Robinson.
Hey, we had the same list.
Yes, we did. So Frank Robinson, I mean, look, 586 home runs. I mean, know what you have to do to get 586 home runs. And then you throw in the time period that he was in and what he had to endure being black.
Yep.
I mean, this guy was just a machine. 294 average for a power hitter. I mean, back then, like, when you hit 256 and you mashed like 30, 40 home runs, like a Gorman Thomas kind of thing, that's what you get. No, Frank Robinson could actually play the game everywhere, whether it's in the field, at the plate, in the dugout, because he also managed and had a huge career for that too. And like all of these things added up, and you even get a Gold Glove out of him.
Yep.
And it's not easy to win a Gold Glove in baseball. You have so many teams, and it seems like they give like these Pro Bowls and stuff like that to everybody. It seems like that's like you get like 50 guys that get this. Number one, of course, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like you said, we compared him to Magic.
You remember how tough that one was?
Yeah, that was difficult.
That Lakers one, and we both struggled with that.
I mean, 19 All-Star games,
Yeah.
and 6 championships, 6 MVPs. Like, come on, 6 MVPs. Like, that's craziness. Yeah. That's craziness. Like, who wins 6 MVPs?
Michael Jordan, I think.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's all you can compare it to. Him and Bill Russell, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Right.
That's
so, yeah, the average of double-doubles. I mean, yeah, Kareem, best
ridiculous.
number 30.
And that skyhook, like you said, oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can remember complaining. Somebody stop that.
Right, you think it's a simple shot, right? And then he taught Magic it. Like, come on, bro. That's not
how
right.
you going to do that? Don't be sharing.
Right. Great list, though. Hey, I think that might be a first for us. So we got all
a first. That is
right?
a first.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
And you thought I was going to have Patrick Waugh as number 1.
I just said higher than 4th. I really thought you'd have. Usually your hockey guys are in the top 3 at least.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't put him ahead of those 3.
Back with Larry too. Larry at 3. That one was a tough one.
That one hurt.
That hurt. I really thought we were going to go with Bird. And the site we got it from, they actually had Larry Bird as number 1.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, like this is going to be clear cut, no doubt. And then as we did, I was doing the numbers, but
no.
All right, let's move on to the NBA. And the gentleman on the screen any minute here is definitely going through some stuff in Philadelphia. So the 76ers and Ben Simmons are just at odds right now. Ben Simmons refuses to go back to the team. So the team today decided to withhold $8.25 million of his salary. They're putting in an escrow account. And basically what they're going to do is for all the fines, they're just going to continue to take money out of that. So it's forcing him to have to pay these fines and lose that money. What do we think is going to happen here with the Ben Simmons situation?
I don't think he's going to play for them ever again.
Yeah, I can't. There's no way, right?
Soon as you start taking away the salary, it's the NBA. They are different than NFL players. Yeah, they might squabble, and then the player eventually caves in. NBA players are kind of like the MLB players. They want every penny of their money. Every penny. And that's a testament to the players, the union. Thank you. I couldn't think of it. Because the NBA and the MLB have the best unions, and they're more recognizable than the other unions for the other sports.
Oh, Brennan, thanks for joining. Yeah, we just talked about the Mariners. But our thoughts on the Mariners would be that they're in it. There's a very good shot that this could be a 4-way tie, if not.
They're playing the Angels. If they sweep, they're in.
Yeah.
Simple.
We expect Boston to probably sweep as well. If Boston doesn't sweep, though, that Boston's going to be key. Toronto, I don't know. They just haven't been playing good baseball. So I think the Mariners get in. It's a surprise. It's a shock, but I think they have a legitimate shot. All right, my friend.
I'd actually like to see that, but I'd like to see a Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees playing, because that would be the ultimate.
It would be fun. It would be fun. So once again, if you're joining us, we're live on Rhode Island Broadcasting. We're on every Friday night at 6 p.m. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Join us on Twitch on Rhode Island @Broadcasting. Subscribe. We give away gifts. Ron's got some cool keychains. So anytime
NFL keychains.
Follow us on @Sports Unfolded on Facebook and Twitter, @BroadcastingRI on Twitter, Sports_Unfolded on Instagram, and now we are on Amazon for podcasts, along with Anchor, Google, and Spotify. So a lot of different ways to either watch or listen to us. So appreciate all the support. Appreciate all the live viewers out there tonight. So it's face-off time, my friend.
Face-off?
Face-off. And guess what? We're going to discuss the New England Patriots Sunday night game and who needs this win more. Tom Brady or Bill Belichick. So one of us has to be Team Tom. One of us has to be Team Belichick. Since I'm first, I get to pick.
Hey, wait. Maybe somebody else will tell us. Brennan,
So
Angelo, RTS.
Jackie, Angelo, if you're still there. Yep, you said Angelo. Let's anybody want Team Brady, Team Belichick? Who should be for what?
Anyone?
Bueller? Fry?
I think
No.
Twitch deals with a lag, don't they? I don't know.
They may. All right. So I'll take who needs to win more? Belichick. I got Belichick. You got Brady. Or do you want to do it?
No, it's okay. I got Brady. I'll take Brady.
Either way.
I think I had Belichick when we did the most important
to the organization.
And I won that one, by the way.
Yeah, you keep thinking you won all these. All right. So let's look at it this way.
Oh, wait.
What was your question?
Angelo, we want to know who is going to argue for Tom Brady or Bill Belichick on who needs this win more.
Let's see.
It could change the whole argument.
It could.
Come on, Angelo. We need an answer. Is it me for Brady or Eric for Brady?
We never get the pointing right? There we go. See, look. Yeah. 100% Bill. Oh, he's just answering the question.
Yeah. No, don't answer the question. You got to make us argue over it. Who's going to be for Bill, me or Eric?
Who do you want to argue your point, Angelo? Eric for Brady. Oh, all right.
And it did switch. Oh, man.
So he won.
Damn it.
So he's fooled by the fact that he thinks you win all these. So there we go. All right. So I'm for Brady needs this win more. All right. So I'm going. Tom Brady has lived in Belichick's shadow. Everybody said Belichick. It's Belichick. It's Belichick. Tom Brady wants to win this game more than any other game. He can say Super Bowls. But this would solidify the fact that he was the most important thing to those Patriots dynasties. If he loses to Bill Belichick, it puts a little damper in his aura of Tom Brady being the greatest quarterback of all time, because the one thing he wouldn't be able to do is beat the one guy that taught him everything. He needs to win this game. Tom Brady clearly has to win this game if he wants to be considered the GOAT. I'm good.
Are you done?
I'll argue some more if I have to.
Oh, my God. That's terrible. That's terrible.
Terrible why? Go ahead. Let me hear why.
Okay. First of all, everybody already knows that Tom Brady is the GOAT because he just won a Super Bowl without Bill Belichick. So he's already done it. Bill Belichick has to win this game just to put him back in the graces of being that guy at number one for a coach. Because right now, everybody's saying, oh, well, Tom Brady didn't need Bill to win a Super Bowl. Okay, now he's got to try to not only rectify the fact that he can beat Brady, he has to try to get this team back into contention. Because if they lose this game, they're out of it.
So you've already
completely.
Said Tampa Bay is a much better team. Expectation from
doesn't matter. Belichick has to win this game. He has to win. There isn't even a question. He has to win this game, because then if he doesn't, he's going to start hearing it from Kraft, and then at the end of the year,
Tom Brady's not going to face Bill Belichick again, probably in his career. If he loses,
Bill Belichick needs to hope that he does. Because he needs to get back to the Super Bowl.
Bill Belichick still will have time to win.
No, he doesn't.
Of course he does.
Not if he loses this game and doesn't make the playoffs. He's done. He's done.
Bill Belichick will be around for another couple of years. Tom Brady will have to live with this. Tom Brady will not be able to live down the fact that he couldn't beat Bill Belichick. And if Tom Brady lasts another 3 to 4 years, that's going to be the one knock, that he couldn't beat the one guy that everybody said he was the reason why he won.
Yeah, but he won a Super Bowl without him, so that puts that 4-point to bed.
Why is this such a big game then? It wouldn't matter.
Belichick needs this win. Okay, if they go 1-3, then it becomes 1-4, 1-5, 1-6. It'll snowball. It'll snowball.
I don't know about that.
So he has to win this game, or it's over. The season is over. And then on top of that, you'll have Kraft coming down to him at the end of the season. Well, well, you lost to Tom. You wanted him out so bad, but now he came back to haunt you.
That's where Tom wanted out.
Tom
wanted out. Tom wanted out. Yes, he did.
No, Bill pushed him out. Bill pushed him out. Don't even go there.
Tom wanted his reign. He was never going to get it.
Never going to get it. Don't even go there. You know,
we've already said he's the coach, GM in Tampa Bay. That wasn't going to happen in New England. He wanted out because he wasn't going to be able to make any decisions in New England.
Bill wanted him out because he wanted to win without him.
Brady needs this one.
You push him out. How do you offer Tom Brady only $14 million a year? I mean, come on, really?
He's playing for $6 million.
That's an insult.
He's playing for $6 million. He took a pay cut to keep all these guys together.
Yeah, he took a pay cut just for spite. This one. This is the pay cut for spite.
All right, let's move on to our predictions.
I clearly won that.
You clearly didn't.
Oh God.
October 1st.
Who won tonight, that argument?
Rays at Yankees. You already said it was Bell, so it don't matter. Rays at Yankees, 3-game set. Who do you got?
Rays at Yankees?
Yep.
Rays 2-1.
I'm going Yanks.
I know you're hoping. You're hoping.
They need this one.
You're hoping.
Bucks at Patriots. That's 10-3 Sunday, 8 p.m. Sunday night game.
You already know my thoughts.
In case anybody did. You're going Bucks.
I'm not going with anybody, but you already know.
You can't do that. You can't go.
I can do that.
Prediction. It's called predictions, not leave it up in the air.
Okay, I'll say the Pats because I never go against them.
Oh, that's what I was going to pick. We're the same. I'm not going against them. I can't. Cardinals at Rams.
Rams.
Oof. I'm gonna go Cardinals.
You do that. You'll be sorry.
I'm going Cardinals. Oh, by the way, you won 1-0 last week. The one
I know. That's a couple of weeks.
Care about college, and those are the only things carrying you right now.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. What about on Monday night? Raiders at Chargers.
Chargers.
Going Raiders.
Yeah, you do that.
Going Raiders, buddy. Let's see what we got. Saturday, the couple college games. Number 8, Arkansas at number 2, Georgia.
Georgia all the way. Georgia.
What about number 12, Ole Miss? Lane Kiffin going back to face his former coach, Nick Saban. Number 1, Alabama.
These are easy. You get the number 1 and number 2 teams.
The stream with 3 viewers.
You get the number 1 and number 2 teams in college playing at home. They are not losing those games.
Agreed. Turd Mistress, thanks for the raid. All right, my friend. So next week we've got obviously playoff baseball. I'll be in full swing.
Thanks for that raid.
Appreciate it. Turd Mistress, you're awesome. We're going to also have some more NFL breakdowns. Obviously, we'll be discussing the Pats post-game on Sunday night after the game. So join us for that. So probably looking at like 11:30. Don't forget to watch the Wrestling Den every Thursday night, 7 p.m. on Thursdays. Rick and those guys doing a great job over there discussing wrestling. And then October 11th, I know you're excited.
I am.
Yeah, you're hosting that bad boy because I am not trying to pronounce it.
You'll be fine.
So we'll have the hockey preview show, and then the 18th we'll have our NBA preview show, and we should be joined by Kenny on those. So
that is going to be okay. Look, if you missed the NFL preview show, first of all, go back and watch it because it was a great show. Now, Kenny had a few
questionable picks,
wacky picks.
Buffalo in last. Yep,
Buffalo in last. I cannot wait to see him deal with hockey. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
It's going to be fun. So once again, if you're joining us, how we finish our show off, we always have a final thought, and our final thought could be about anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be sports related. But my final thought is about the National Women's Soccer League. They're not going to play any games this weekend. They fired the North Carolina Courage coach, Paul Riley, after alleged decades of misconduct, so some sexual issues, things of that nature. We already know that women don't get paid as much as men in sports. This has become a serious issue with the way they're treated overall, right? We should all be equal in one aspect or another. And the fact that this coach felt like for the last 10 years, he could basically belittle these women who are trying to just do a job and have a career. It's a shame. And I commend them for at least, deciding to stop playing this weekend, to figure it out internally as an organization to say, how can we make sure this doesn't happen in the future? So the National Women's Soccer League, great job at what you're doing to at least try to rectify this situation so it doesn't happen again. Goofy Gaming, thanks for joining. Ron, your final thought.
Very well said, Eric. And let me tell you, if you take all the United States women soccer players and they play against all the men soccer, let me tell you, the women would kick their ass. Let me tell you, they would kick their ass. It wouldn't even be close. So very well said. And look, my final thought is very, very similar to what you're saying, but it's all about R. Kelly. Gets that what was it, 100-year sentence for everything he's done. And I thought it was quite funny that Bill Cosby came out saying he got railroaded. Okay, no railroad here. Like, he didn't even hide the fact that he was doing what he was doing when he's uploading the videos of it. Like, really. Like, R. Kelly is a pig, and he should not be allowed anywhere near anybody anymore. So let him rot in jail. I wish Epstein could have rotted in jail too, but you know what? If he goes the Epstein way, I'm fine with that too, because that's just two less scumbags off the earth.
How do you really feel, though?
Oh my God! I could go. Look. Hey, we talked about it last night, last night on Pop Ascension. Me and Michelle talked about that, and I could talk about that for a long time because I have a lot to say. A lot to say.
You know what? Respected him as a musician, but what he did as a person, obviously, we would never condone it.
Eric, the appalling thing is, even knowing all these allegations and going to court, and people still worked with him. People like Justin Bieber.
Money talks.
People like Jay-Z.
Yeah, money
and
talks.
If that's not enough, Lady Gaga worked with him knowing this. And like that to me, that's a slap in the face to all her little monsters.
Yeah. Money talks, my friend.
Yep.
Money talks, unfortunately. Once again, we're live Rhode Island Broadcasting every Friday at 6 p.m. Join us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Follow us on Twitch. Subscribe. Rhode Island _broadcasting. Send some bits. Turd Mistress, you've been great. Goofy Gaming, thanks for joining tonight. Angelo, thanks for joining tonight. All our love from the Twitch groups. We appreciate it. Follow us on @Sports Unfolded on Facebook and Twitter, @BroadcastingRI on Twitter, Sports_Unfolded on Instagram, and podcasts now on Amazon as well. So Amazon, Anchor, Google, and Spotify. So 4 different ways to listen to it if you don't have time to watch. Ron, been a pleasure. Number 33 in the books, man.
I'm excited. It is.
So Sunday night, we'll be discussing this Patriots post game.
Yeah, it'll be a late show.
All right, my friend. Everybody out there, thanks for joining.
Thank
Ron,
you, everybody.
Always appreciate it. Everybody have a great night.
Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. Oh, I got to end it, right?